Third week on the trot, let's make some changes. Okay, so I need some new assets, a new intro, a new hashtag, that's quite lovely that one actually, and a new host. F off, I'm here to stay. That's right, it is I, Jules, here again, the perennial bother of WhatCulture.com, here to squirt my mind juice right inside your delicate ears with another episode of the most insane things that are going on in wrestling this week. So let's make like me getting heavy with your dads and knuckle down and spew some shit. Oh, but before we start, at the end of the video, there's some air quotes fun sections. Isn't that nice? I do this because I love you. So stay tuned, you big sillies. So, according to some reputable sources, it seems that there might be a load of other oily-bodied wrestlers who might want to escape the WWE's HMS rest hold following Neville's quick, sharp departure. And you know what? It's easy to see why Neville would want to leave. I mean, when you've got your top belt held by a champion that's so paper-thin that his pagri turban's the only thing weighing him down, why would you want to stay? I mean, it's not like he's getting pushed up the card either. It's like Neville's there like, oh, I'm just a fantastic athlete with a great work rate. Can I get a push? And the WWE's like, hashtag lol no mates. Do it for the bants. Mug. F off WWE. Well, it turns out that Nige Axe is the latest to be taken off TV as she's been granted a leave of absence. And again, it's easy to see why she'd want to go. I mean, she was the bodyguard of Alexa Bliss and they were teasing a split there, but that never happened. And she's just been basically pushed all over the card that it's hard to see what her identity was. Every time it looked like they were going to do something interesting with her, they'd cut off the head. And when you're making a monster, you can't do that. I tell you, she was pushed up and down the deck more than a lusty Scotsman's cock. And this is the thing, the WWE isn't the only place for wrestlers to ply their trade. I mean, Cody Rhodes is an example of that. He's f***ing killing it right now. So these times, they are a-changing, and the WWE needs to realize that they can't just keep treating people like this, because there are other promotions that will do it better. Right, kids, so we all know that drugs are for mugs. And I've been told by the bosses to tell you that. I mean, it's like, I know that drugs can make you feel great, or enhance sex, or allow you to connect with your mates a bit more, or turn good nights into great nights. Just give you tons of energy. Just make you want to f*** everything, f*** the world even, and you can take it over. But they're bad, all right? Don't do them. I'm not advocating them. Even talking about them is getting me f***ing itchy. BRB. So, on Matt Riviera's podcast recently, Dave Palumbo, aka Triple H's nutrition bitch, basically went on to imply that a few wrestlers in the WWE might not be adhering to the wellness policy in the way that you might think. I mean, he gave the example of Brock Lesnar, who basically got busted back by the US ADA in 2016, but didn't actually violate his wellness policy because it's actually written into his contract that he doesn't actually have to take it. He then went on to imply that Triple H might also like that sickly, sweet, vein-busting goodness as a reason why he was so good-looking at WrestleMania. But again, that's just an implication. But it's a bit weird because he doesn't have to apply by the same rules as the rest of the locker room, and that's not fair. That's not fair, and that's naughty, naughty. You shouldn't do that, WWE. No wonder everyone is taking their non-Roy shrunken balls and f***ing off. God, I can smell colours. Ooh, what a rush. Okay. 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 So, Rebekah Hardy actually has had a bit of a Twitter storm of late. She's actually really, really funny, and you should definitely follow her because she's got lightning-quick wit, and she is absolute fire when it comes to burning people. So if we're to look at the list of accolades that she's had on the social media site, she managed to popularize a hashtag that was hashtag #FuckThatOwl. She called out Jeff Jarrett for being an alleged drunk, and this week she's going after Julie Youngberg, who's a long-time standing WWE costume designer, and it was body blow after body blow, and I loved it. Basically, it all started because Youngberg, in a really weird backhanded insult, said that she thought that the 5th member of Miz's team going into TLC this Sunday should have been a dead Matt Hardy, as in like the literal dead body of Matt Hardy, not Kane. I think she was just trying to imply that she just wants Matt Hardy dead, but a very roundabout way of doing it. You know, like, I would just say, you know, this is just my advice to you. If you want to call somebody out and wish them dead, do it in person, or do it like straight to their face. I'll show you. Adam Cleary, I wish you were dead, you leather-faced rat. See, it's easy. Just call him out. No repercussions. He's not gonna f***ing do anything, is he? But you know what? Rebby took it all in her stride. She basically read it, she digested the material, and she came back with one of the most poetic lines I've ever seen written down. Yo, pussy stink. This generation's Hemingway. So let's make like me having sex with one of your mothers and have a blast on the past. So big man on the GIF scene at Alan_cheapshot has managed to pull out another golden oldie, this time in the form of a WrestleMania 9 moment. Basically, you know when, what happened? Oh yeah, when Bret Hart was buried because Yokozuna basically beat him and then Hogan came out and beat him for the title in like 22 seconds. Well, he captured a GIF that happened at the very end where all the men are celebrating. Light, are you gonna work with me or you're fired? Stop going off on one. I can replace you. I've replaced every f***ing else here. So the three men that are celebrating in the ring are Macho Man Randy Savage, Hulk Hogan, and Vince McMahon. They're all jumping around, you know, like big, sweaty, oily, meaty zeppelins, you know, just having a good old laugh. And then it hits you. While they're doing this, so, you know, like being as happy as if they'd won a supermarket sweep at the f***ing Royd shop, none of these men like each other. They are acting and lying so blatantly that it's quite a bizarre thing to watch. I mean, you've got to remember that Macho Man hated Hulk Hogan at the time, because obviously Hulk was doing all of his creative string pulling, and the tensions between McMahon and Hulk Hogan at the time were fractured at best. So they're all there pretending like this is the best thing that's ever happened. And all of them hate it. I mean, Hogan's even sporting a black eye, which reportedly, I can't confirm this, is Macho Man's doing. And this is the thing, I know this happened a long, long time ago, but it stands as a reminder that the WWE has been lying to our faces for decades. Absolutely decades. And it's left them with this sort of smiling visage that everything's fine, but it's crumbling. It is crumbling every single day. The product is not in a good shape at the moment. It's not. Like, you really have got to look at this. When you've got somebody like Jinder Mahal as your best champion, it's not in a good place. There are good things, don't get me wrong. But just this reminds me that it's never been okay. It's a business. It lies to people. A lot. Okay, so on a slightly more positive note now, or at least funnier, I love the Smashing Pumpkins, and 1979 will be a jam that I will forever want to smear on my mind toast. It is that good. That being said, Billy Cue Ball Corgan, he's a weird man. He's a very weird man. I mean, for example, he's so bold that even I can make fun of him, and he holds on to some pretty weird conspiracy theories. So now old Bilbo here is the proud owner of the National Wrestling Alliance, but he also outed himself on the Howard Stern show recently as being a lizard people conspiracy theorist. Oh yeah, he had this to say. Not to add to the conspiracy, he said, adding to the conspiracy, but I have had paranormal experiences in my life that sort of lend itself to that category. Let's just say I was with somebody once and I saw a transformation that I can't explain. What are you on, my man? The only transformation that you're going through is that every single day you're looking more like a shaved fucking beagle. Absolutely bonkers. He's putting me to shame. Jinder Mahal versus Brock Lesnar. Are you f***ing kidding me? Oh my days. I thought that was a prank. I thought he was just gonna be like, the modern day Maharaja challenges Brock Lesnar. You've just been pranked, bro. God, that destroys my throat. No wonder he's constantly hoarse sounding like he's been deep-throating a mace. How would this be anything other than a squash match? I mean, Lesnar just made it past Samoa Joe. He just made it past Braun Strowman, and I do not see Jinder Mahal on the same level, surprisingly enough. No, his giant balloon animal body just doesn't do it for me, in case you hadn't noticed. And like, this match will be nothing other than rest hold city, because neither men can go very long without getting gassed. And it also means that AJ Styles is being groomed to be fed to Jinder, because he ain't gonna bloody lose, is he, if he's challenging him at Survivor Series, which sucks because AJ Styles is a much, much more worthy competitor. Oh, Jinder, you rake my goats, mate. There is no chance for Jinder to lose the belt on a pay-per-view before Survivor Series. And they've got the giant India tour coming up in December. He's not gonna lose. So when he comes up against Brock, what is going to happen? Brock isn't gonna lose because he's protected more than anyone else. And Jinder can't lose because they've already invested so much f***ing time and money into him. I swear to God, it's like the immovable force meeting the acne-riddled, roid, allegedly, machine. Neither one is gonna give, and the only thing that's gonna break is my f***ing brain. God help us all. All I can hope for, and all I can pray for to a God who clearly doesn't exist because otherwise he wouldn't let this happen, is that Brock Lesnar comes down to the ring on Raw and spends the first 5 minutes just laughing his ass off before saying hashtag lol no mate. Because if it doesn't happen and this goes ahead, then we're looking at a match that will be so messy, messier than my parents' divorce, and no one wants that. You know what, I literally cannot think how they're going to do this match. Unless the Singh brothers, well, one of them, actually dies, or the Great Khali comes back, which nobody wanted, by the way, then this match is going to be a celestial train wreck. Just, WWE, mate, what are you doing? The product is not in a good shape at the moment. And this ain't helping it. And that's been the most insane things that's happened in wrestling this week. Boy, wasn't that a laugh. Sorry I got a bit emotional back there. It happens. But before you go, there's some mandatory court-ordered fun coming your way. Because you made it through to the end of the video, this is my treat to you. What I'm going to do is read out some of the comments that you left me last week. That'll be fun. That'll be fun. Let's see what we got here. Jules says brilliant way too much. Yeah, fair one. I do actually say that quite a lot. I actually just say brilliant when I can't think of anything else to say. Because if I don't, usually my crushing social anxiety and depression just try and push through the paper-thin wall, the paper-mache bit that is my brain. Brilliant. Jules clearly doesn't watch wrestling. I do, though. I watch SmackDown and Raw every single week, and I'm on the WhatCulture podcast. I watch it all the time. But, I mean, there is a gap in my knowledge between, like, 2006 to, like, 2011, around that time. I just found better things to do with my free time. Like drugs, mostly. But also because, you know, loads of my friends just stopped watching it, so it just became a thing that no one talked about. Now I started working back here, though. I f***ing love it. Everyone's like, hey, Jules, mate, you seen the f***ing match last night? And I'm like, yeah, it was all right. By the way, if I ever seem like dispassionate or really pissy about all this stuff, it's not because I don't like this. I f***ing love wrestling. That's the problem. The product isn't in a good shape at the moment. As you saw how angry I just got. It's not. The way that it's going at the moment is there's a lot of mistakes being made, and I have to watch it. I have to watch something I love, not die in front of me, but limp, like develop a really gangly foot. And it's stumbling all over the place, and it's a bit incontinent, so it's pissing itself, and it's smashed its head against the wall, so it's not remembering things properly, or thinking that we've forgotten stuff. But you know what? I love wrestling. Just gotta calm down every once in a while, haven't we? Easy cool, easy cool. Jules is what you'd get if you cross Eric Rowan with a pumpkin spice latte. That was pretty good, brilliant. What's your favourite band? At the moment, it's a lovely slice of pure energy and raw pussy power called Big Lad. Check him out. Free promotion, take that, bosses. Jules, I would respect you a lot more if you had hair. I hate bald people, seriously. Fair one, mate. It's not much I can do about that. Probably got a better beard than you, though. And finally, we come to Phil. He's the editor of this show. He's a good friend of mine, and I love him a lot. I do climbing with him occasionally. That's why my hands are all ripped up. But last week, a few of you pointed out that there was a double clip at the end, and that's a mistake. I can't tolerate mistakes. As you can tell from the production of this show, it's nothing but high end. This is like the porn you pay for quality levels of good. So he's here now. Come on, Phil, in you come. Say hello to the people.
Hello.
Now, I'm not looking for an apology.
Okay.
You're a good friend. We've been through a lot together.
Oh, that's really nice, thanks. I'll go.
But no, I didn't say that you were off scot-free.
Okay.
There's only one thing I ask from you.
What's that?
Dance.
I'm not. I'm not going to dance.
Dance for me.
I'm not going to do that.
Dance for me. Yes! Yes! Dance, you tiny man! Yes! Yes! And there we go. There rounds out another episode of this crazy show we call life. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe below. And go back to WhatCulture.com for more news and articles like this every goddamn day. You know the drill. It's deeply embedded. But also, follow us on Twitter. It would actually be really helpful. Phil is going to put his one here. Michael Sidgwick, whose article I took and stole all of the actual content from, is going to be here. And mine, slightly bigger, in a different font, is going to be here. Ah, look at that. Retro J with a 0. Big boys. Until next time, off. You're welcome. Oh, wasn't that something? Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe below. And also, the people who made this lovely video, they're appearing right here. But if you're thinking to yourself, I want to see more content, Jules, then why not look above my head? As there probably is some. I don't know. I can't see it. Until next time.